The Honorable Henry Seriake Dickson, member of the House of Representatives for the Sagbama Ekeremor Federal Constituency of Nigeria's Bayelsa State, has replaced the incumbent governor as the People's Democratic Party's choice to stand for governor of the state in elections slated for February 2012. He is known for his populist approach to representative politics. His open breakfast meetings with people from all walks of life have become highly popular during his two-term tenure. On why he entered politics in the first place, this is what he says.
Since 2007, when I was elected as a first-term member of the House of Representatives, I've had the singular honor and privilege of chairing the House Committee on Justice, which I still occupy. Having said that, yes, your question is a very an appropriate one. It was natural for me to get involved in activities that are connected with the articulation of the views and values of the Ijaw people and the other people in the Niger Delta. It was natural because I have always had an activist inclination, always had a desire to do something about injustice and things that are unfair, and basically to be part of any progressive change. And so when as a young man I grew up in the Niger Delta, went to school in the Niger Delta, and at about the age of 20, upon joining the Nigerian Police Force, I traveled out to other places, and I read and then got to know the deplorable situation of my people, and also knew, the fact that that situation was man-made, was rather avoidable. And that was really at a time when Sarawiwa and others were also advocating environmental justice and political and economic equity. Naturally, I got involved with Ijaw Niger Delta activism, and was part of the initial activities that led to a lot of Ijaw radical groups, IYC, the Mosiend, the Supreme Besu Assembly. I wasn't really very visible in some of these, but I was always providing critical intellectual support, and then had the honor and privilege of working and collaborating with quite a number of my brothers and contemporaries in the struggle. So it became natural for me to be involved in the Ijaw National Congress. When elections were due, I was identified and conscripted. Stood elections, which were very competitive, and was elected the National Legal Advisor of the Ijaw National Congress. And in that capacity, I had the honor and privilege of articulating the Ijaw perspective, part of the formulation of our own approach, the Ijaw approach, political and legal, the INC. And in a way, that was what even drew me into politics, which is the crux of your question, honestly. Because as National Legal Advisor, and as a result of my activities at that time, I naturally identified with tendencies that also sought progressive change, and which also offered an alternative viewpoint on the Niger Delta condition, such as the Nadeco groups and all those other sort of groups. And therefore, when this dispensation came, I naturally stuck with, my political, ideological bedfellows, and was part of the formation of the Alliance for Democracy, which was sponsored by the then Nadeco group. So I was identified, and I was asked to be its first chairman in Bayelsa. I did my best, the rest is history. And after the 1999 elections, when they saw what I was able to achieve with very little or no resources, the late Bola Ige and other leaders of the AD identified and then assisted me for elections at the convention, national convention, to be national legal advisor of the Alliance for Democracy. At the time, we had 3 political parties in this country. So that was how I gravitated into politics, and naturally, my political association and relationships were also tailored by my fundamental views and values about the job condition and the need for progressive change. So I ended up, if you like, in a leftist party. People say I have leftist tendencies. I have no apologies for that. I think I'm slightly of the left, in the sense that if things are unfair, unjust, we have a duty to mobilize support, to see how we can strategize to make society a better place. My involvement in politics and all my activities in politics are guided by my essential values of service to humanity. I think that's a very critical component of politics, my politics. And I think that should be the cornerstone of all politics. The focus of political activity should be the upliftment of society, one society. And to me, this is not just politics, this is even religion. Because I believe that you serve God by serving man well. And in every little assignment that I have been privileged to be entrusted with, this has always guided what I've done. And try to see how we can make society, a larger society, and society even in the smaller context of where you work and so on, a better place, based on fundamental values of fairness and equity to all. Well, in a wider context, political service is serious business, and I don't think that it's an all-comer affair. I believe that it is the duty of the leaders, of the political elite generally, to identify what is wrong with society, and of course what may be wrong with society. Prescriptions for addressing societal problems could vary from time to time, but it is the essential responsibility of the political elite to articulate these issues, find out the challenges posed from time to time by the various societies, and then come up with ideas on how to make society a better place.